Rule Books, big, bad, old school radio serial podcast. Brought to you by 10th Rule Books, reading the pulp fiction and skips the boring parts. This week we continue with Fierro, Part 5. As Lance catches a break and Bryce and Dave set their plan in motion. Enjoy.
Chapter 11. Lance. Hollywood. Dude, is that door like kicked in? Yeah. Anyone in there? Lance could hear the kid calling. Figured he was poking his head in the doorway and seeing the mess Gordon had made beating the crap out of Chrissy and himself. He tried calling out and banging his head against the wall, but just like with Chrissy, they could not hear him. Dude, someone broke a perfectly good bong. And that like blood? Dude, there could be like a dead body and shit in here. Lance pictured whoever it was running away like Chrissy. But even though they quit talking, he could still hear footsteps move around the apartment. A few minutes later, a surfer-looking dude opened the bathroom door. What the hell, dude? What are you doing? Lance made muffled sounds, which he hoped would get the surfer to help him. Jeff, come in here and check this out. Jeff joined him in the bathroom. Are you like Lance McAnus-Buster? Lance managed to nod. Is this like a movie thing? Lance shook his head. The one named Jeff stepped forward and pulled the tape off Lance's mouth, asking, Who did this to you? As he removed the silver tape. Could you get me down, please? Lance said, not wanting to go the trouble explaining Gordon while he was still hanging upside down. The one not named Jeff pulled a pocket knife out of his Levi's and started cutting Lance loose. They managed to get him down, and even though it hurt like hell peeling off the tape, Lance started pulling it off as soon as he got a hand free. So you gonna tell us what happened? I need to make a phone call first, Lance said as he hustled out of the bathroom as fast as his shaking legs would move him. Dude, are you gonna put on some pants? Jeff asked as Lance moved past him. Lance ignored him and found the phone. He was glad to see Gordon had not destroyed it. You were liking Hanging and Banging 3, right? Jeff asked as Lance dialed Andy's pager. After Lance hung up and the not Jeff asked, Since I saved you and shit, could you introduce me to Vicky Valley? And do you mind putting on some pants? Jeff added. Lance did not move. He sat there and stared at the phone, willing Andy to call him back. As he sat, he began to shake. The idea of Gordon coming back was bringing on a panic attack. He started to think the best thing to do would be getting out of this apartment and never coming back. He looked up and realized the two surfers were still there, looking at him with almost the same intensity he was looking at the phone. What do you want? Lance asked. You were going to tell us what happened. Thank you wouldn't hurt either, Jeff added. Damn, I'm sorry. Thank you, Lance says as he stood up. I should find some pants. So, dude, what the fuck happened? Like some sex shit gone wrong? Lance gave it some thought. It was Chrissy who got him into this shit, and the only reason he was hanging around her was the sex, so he said, Yeah. Surfers both laughed and said the word dude at the same time. Whatever they imagined had led to Lance being duct taped to the wall in the bathtub was hilarious. So for cutting you down and shit, can you introduce us to Vicky Valley? Sure, Lance said as he dressed in the bedroom, but right now I have to go. Awesome. When? Come by tomorrow, Lance said, just to get them to go away. He may have been on film fucking the brains out of a young Vicky Valley, but he didn't know her at all. He didn't even know her real name. Cool. Can we, get your autograph? Lance finished getting dressed and, after looking for her a bit, found some paper and a pen. He signed the name Lance McAnus-Buster and motioned for the door. They were almost to the hall when Lance thought about Andy and called back to them. Wait! They both stopped and turned. Do you guys know where to get a gun? Chapter 12. Eddie and Hack. Salinas. The sun was going down as Eddie pounded on the door. I guess he ain't home, Hack said. No shit, but he's gonna be. Let's go around back. They moved to the back side of the apartment, feeling glad Andy had a ground floor unit. All the apartments had a little patio accessible by sliding glass doors. He did not see anyone looking, so they hopped the short wall. Eddie produced a switchblade, and 30 seconds later, the lock to the slider was jimmied and they were inside. "Dude makes your old lady look like a good housekeeper," Eddie said as they went inside. Hack nodded and grinned as he stepped around a few empty pizza boxes to check Andy's refrigerator for beer. Finding nothing but sour milk and a collection of condiment packets from various fast food joints, he shut the door. "Let's see if he has it stashed somewhere," Eddie said. It did not take long to go over the small apartment. "You think he made the whole thing up?" Hack asked. "Maybe. Or he sold it to somebody else. It has been a few days. I'm kicking his ass either way for wasting my fucking time." Hack was about to respawn when there was a knock on the door. He moved to the peephole and saw two armed men with their faces covered. He moved quietly back to Eddie. "Someone other than us thinks he has something," he whispered to Eddie. Eddie, who moved very quietly for a big man, went to the door and took a look for himself. Two kids, looking kind of familiar even with everything on their faces except their nose being covered. One had a pistol, the other a shotgun. Eddie had not figured to need his 1911 model Colt 45 for the likes of Andy, but he had brought it along anyway. He had it stuffed in a pocket inside his leather jacket before they left the house, thinking it was better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. He moved to the door and drew the big silver semi-automatic. Hack did not bring a gun. He had not cleaned his pistol in so long he was rightly concerned having it along might do more harm than good. Sensing bullets may be about to fly, he started looking for cover. Chapter 13. Dave and Bryce. Salinas. Bryce was pretty sure Steve Harris from Iron Maiden could somehow control his heart rate. He'd done too much crank for this kind of tempo. He needed a slower song, or his heart was going to explode. David decided that new band Slayer needed to be the next on the mixtape, titled Real Motherfucking Metal Volume 2. He was sure the front windshield of his Toyota Corolla would be decorated with bits and pieces of his shredded blood pump. Thankfully, the next song was Man of War's Heavy, but kind of slow, Bridge of Death. They reached Andy's apartment complex before any of Dave's new favorite metal band made an appearance on the mixtape. They tucked the business end of their mullets under ball caps, put on sunglasses, and covered the rest of their faces with red bandanas. He checked the way they looked at the rearview mirror, satisfied they not only hid their identities, but looked totally badass while doing so. They exited the car. Dave put on his dad's long raincoat, but only slid his left arm through the sleeve so he could carry the shotgun while keeping the coat over it. "This would work better if this thing was sawed off," he said. "How would your dad react if you cut off the end of his shotgun?" "He would shove it up my ass. Sideways." Bryce nodded, thinking Dave's assessment of his father's reaction was spot on. He checked his pistol. Only 22, but a good one. Smith & Wesson, not some cheap Saturday night special. Gun nuts might make fun of it, but no one would volunteer to be target practice. As an added bonus, he nearly always hit what he was aiming at. They moved quickly to Andy's, knowing they look like they're up to no good even if the firearms are hidden. Bryce took out his pistol while Dave knocked on the door. "I don't think he's home," Bryce said. "Where would a loser like Andy be?" "It is Friday night." "Think he has a date?" "Unlikely. Maybe he's sleeping." "I doubt that," Dave said, knocking some more. When no one answered, Bryce said, "What now?" "I don't know. But I need to do something. I feel like if I stand here another second, I'm going to jump out of my skin. We forgot to pick up the brewskis." "Oh yeah, that's right. I just got distracted playing Defender." "Me too. But now I'm regretting it." "Totally. That last line we did has me vibrating like a bargain bin dildo. A little bit of beer to take the edge off sounds fucking rad right about now. 7-Eleven is right down the street. Let's go get some beer then. By the time we get down there and come back, this loser should be home." They turned and headed toward the 7-Eleven, still wearing the bandanas, sunglasses, and carrying guns.
You've been listening to the 10th Rule Books, Big Bad Old School Radio Serial Podcast, brought to you by 10th Rule Books. bringing you the pulp fiction that skips the boring parts. Stay tuned next week for Fierro Part 6. As always, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and for all news 10th Rule Books, check out our blog at www.10thrulebooksblog.10thrulebooks. You can find all our titles on Amazon, so please check them out. See you next week.